So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to get a nice piece of soft clay that's nice and moist, and we've wedged it to make sure that there's no air pockets inside, and we're just going to go ahead and get a nice round piece, probably about maybe a little bit, maybe the size of a golf ball, maybe smaller, and we can try then breaking that in half, and then now we have a nice little ball. And one of the first things that we can do is we can make a nice, you know, cylindrical piece, right? We have something like this, and again, you can even use a pencil. Okay, we can even use a pencil to at least make the hole. So when you make the hole, try to make it in the center. Try to make that hole in the center. Okay, we have it there in the middle. And at this point, the kind of bead I'm going to make is going to be something very similar to this, but a little bit larger, of course. And you can see it's right there, right? And yeah, I can spin it, but one of the things that we want to do is maybe hold the pencil, or you know, the rod or the copper pipe, whichever tool you're using, hold it and then just simply roll it, and then lightly pushing down. If you push down, then you're causing, you're squeezing this piece of the clay, and so you're making a larger hole. It is better to do it flat on the surface like that. And then as you go like this, right, don't worry too much about if it's kind of not perfectly parallel right here. Okay, and you can see how it's getting larger. This is pretty good. I still want to make it larger because I know that the clay is going to shrink a little bit. I just want to make sure that it fits after I fire it. So this is a pretty good size. And you know, a pencil is about the same thickness as the macrame rope that we're going to be using in class. Now, the next thing I want to do, and the reason why I was telling you not to worry about if it goes like this too much, is because then when we just flatten it out this way, you don't need to cut it straight. Here it is. And then again, we can stick the pencil in there, maybe round it out a little bit. You can smooth this out, and now this is ready to ornate, to decorate. But what I suggest is that first you make many of these. Just make many of these, put them later in the bag, and then later we can go ahead and then you can mass produce and start decorating. You'll need things to imprint and decorate. You can even bring electrical things and circuit boards and cables and coins and shells, all of those things. Now, suppose I didn't want one that is round. I still want to do this process where I'm poking through, right? I'm poking through, twisting it, okay? And then I'm going to be pressing it as I roll it. So you can see how it starts to really start opening it as I'm squeezing it. And you want to kind of do it even, you know, you don't want it to be one side is thinner and the other side is thicker. You can feel it. So I'm going to flatten this side, flatten this side. Okay, and don't worry about it being super perfect. Remember, this is handmade beads, and you're making a handmade macrame net to hold your handmade ceramic pot. So how do I make this a square? Or let's just say let's make it a triangle. So all we have to do is just start shaping it into that geometric shape using this technique. Notice I'm holding it on the sides, I'm not smashing it, and I'm just letting a little bit of gravity and a little bit of force by me, you know, kind of slapping it down, take over. Then, every now and then you want to look at your hole And in this instance, yeah, you're not going to be able to roll it around, but you can at least make sure that you're in there, right? Now, another thing that you can do, instead of using the pencil to widen that hole again, is maybe you can use your felt tip knife. And with your felt tip knife, you can kind of go ahead, get in there, and really flatten some of these pieces out. Just like that. Okay. And this will be nice. Again, we're not looking for perfection. We're just looking for some nice, crude beads that we can make many of, and then put them on our hanging macrame baskets. Really give it some interest. And of course, even if it's crude, it doesn't matter, because later on it's probably going to lose a little bit of its shape when we start putting some decorations on there, or ornate them with impressions or carving out or what have you. Alright.